Reforge Gaming is a talk show channel who sought to provide up-to-date information on games under development, along with giving us his thoughts on trailers and gameplay whenever they pop up. But in recent years, he has been recognized as a lolcow within the community.
I'm never going to tell Alex what to do with his content, but I think people need to start considering the psychological ramifications of constantly roasting, making fun of, and mocking people on the internet.
Or as I like to think of him as, the most embarrassing Sony Pony in the market. Whenever Reforge plays a new game that he struggles with, he will claim the mechanics of the game are just bad, when it could just be an event he wasn't expecting at the time, such as when he reviewed Lies of P.
The Souls tropes really start stacking up, and they stack up quick. I lost count how many times a hiding enemy around a blind corner jumped me from behind, or how many times a ranged character was in just the right spots to make a basic fight irritating, or how an elevated ranged enemy would just be throwing down endless barrages of explosions, or how many times I got stuck on a corner or an object, or trying to swing and you hit a hallway or a wall because you're basically in a closet and the enemies don't seem to be encumbered by that.
Which was another game designed to be a difficult and an unforgiving experience. His main critique had been that the game didn't hold your hand in telling you where to go, just like a typical linear PlayStation game would, or that the game would place enemies behind him, or just in the right spot, so his time would be an irritating experience. But this isn't just limited to Lies of P, as when he played The Last of Us, these criticisms rose up once again when he claimed the survival horror game was actually just your run-of-the-mill shooter because there are firefights.
Like, I don't feel like I'm playing a survival game anymore. I don't have that now, so I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna go weapons free, bang bang. Like, I don't really care. I wasn't saying it wasn't stealthable. I was saying that it felt more like a traditional shooter. It's like everybody's got guns, everybody's got high vantage points. And look at this. They had two people up here, one where I am and one up higher, and that's where they dumped me, right there. It's a dadgum turkey shoot.
Imagine going into a game where you know it will be an unforgiving and difficult experience, and then complaining it's too hard. It's like playing a game on the hardest difficulty, and then complaining you keep dying. When I'd argue that maybe you should switch up your gameplay style to match the challenge coming at you. But considering he said this while playing The Last of Us, I wouldn't be surprised if this was his mindset when approaching all types of games.
And to be like, oh, get good or play it differently or stealth. No, I can play how I want, and I didn't want to play it as, what am I supposed to sneak all the way over here to these guys first since they had 4 people looking down on the battlefield? It led to really, it led to nuisance-style gameplay.
I think we can see the issue here. Not exactly going into this with an open mind to new prospects, which is how his analysis of games that have yet to release operates. In his time of covering new titles to hit the market, Reforge relies on a singular source, with that being a completely unknown individual, so this person could be absolutely anyone, which is all fine and dandy, but when his source told him that Starfield would be releasing on PlayStation 5, which has yet to do so I might add, he tweeted this out. That it was, in fact, going to release on the PlayStation 5. But when he got called out by Games Inquirer, he doubled down, telling them, well, we'll see. After this, the two go back and forth on Twitter, where Games Inquirer tells Reforge that he's full of it, even telling him their source, the director of ZeniMax, called him a liar, and Reforge replies, how am I lying though? I'd argue that Reforge should review the validity of the information he gets from these sources before publishing them, as Bethesda has yet to announce the release on PlayStation 5. Reforge had then decided to continue the beef by saying, and I quote, "You don't seem to understand how this industry works," which is sort of embarrassing for an alleged news site. I reported what sources told me. Your source says different. Feel free to report that, and feel free to cite your source. Hey Reforge, how about you cite your sources, if you even have one? But just when you thought it couldn't get any better, just wait for it. Because it certainly does when Games Inquirer replied with, "We are owned by a studio with clients across the industry, while you are a YouTuber that is only interested in speaking to those who give you money. Otherwise their opinion doesn't matter, and you console war for clicks. You have no sources, at least not at Bethesda, and we do not report misinformed claims from YouTube accounts.
Finish him!
It's not news, and you are not newsworthy."
Fatality. Flawless victory.
After this fatality of a reply, you know what Reforge had done? Well, he deleted the original tweet and the rest of his replies like the slithering little coward he is. But this is only the tip of the iceberg, my friends, as there is more. As this wasn't the only time he claimed he had been told things by a source that he didn't cite. As he claimed that the Halo Battle Royale game had been cancelled, when all it was simply a rumor.
The Halo Battle Royale mode has reportedly been canceled after rumors about an engine switch for the next Halo to coincide with this Battle Royale. I have to say I'm disappointed if this actually turns out to be true.
So he reported that a rumored game had been cancelled behind the scenes when it hadn't even been announced by 343 or even Microsoft. And recently, before Gears of War E-Day had been announced, his sources that he didn't cite had apparently told him that it might have a PvP mode in the game, when all of the Gears of War games have had multiplayer in them. That's like saying Call of Duty might have a multiplayer mode in the game. Like, surely this would be common sense. That's like saying the next Dead Rising might not have zombies in it. It's almost like he will report on anything to try and get ahead of everyone else without even verifying if the information was correct in the first place. But I guess that's a hard thing to do when your source doesn't work in the industry. But hey, that's just a theory. But maybe he learned his lesson. Oh no he didn't.
As the taxes too, and the taxes is due.
But maybe we should look a little bit closer at what Games Inquirer had said, as Reforge had made it clear before that regular viewers' opinions don't matter to him, unless you are willing to open your wallet for him.
I have zero desire to interact with the public or allow the public into my Discord. Fuck them. That's my attitude. Like, if they're watching my channel enough to want to be in my Discord, they have a membership. Guaranteed. I have absolutely zero interest in interacting with people who are not a member on the YouTube channel. You're worried about people that don't matter. They don't matter. If they're not a member on YouTube, they don't matter. They don't.
We have to stop saying that.
Why? We've mushroomed.
Because they're potential members, they matter.
That's right, Reforge Gaming doesn't care for your opinion or to even engage with you unless you give him your hard-earned cash by becoming a member, when that should always be treated as an option to support the creator, not an obligation. Now, where have I heard this before?
$5 a month!
Even his co-host tells him that he shouldn't be saying that to viewers, but I wish it was for better reasons. Like, if you are struggling for money, maybe you should take the silver spoon out of your mouth and find a job to make ends meet. You know, like a normal person. But is it even worth being one of his members, considering the lowest tier is the standard rate for Netflix? Yeah, I'm really gonna pay $5.99 a month just so this guy notices me. Although here's a little viewer hack for all of you. All you have to do is call him a Sony Pony, and he will respond to you like it's a top priority.
There it is. There it is. I could see, that's the thing. You got guys like you, you're all the same as obvious. Of course there's never an issue with PS5, Sony Pony. As I just said, that the PS5 playing the PS4 version had frame issues and frame skips. Once again, you're not listening. You either lack the intelligence or you're just being willfully ignorant.
Or maybe, just maybe, you got trolled in your own chat.
Which means you're no longer worth engaging with. It just isn't worth talking to you. It isn't. Like, I just admitted that I have issues with performance on my PlayStation 5, and what you do is you say, oh, of course the PlayStation 5 has no issues, Sony Pony.
Does not compute.
It's got to be really hard. It's got to be really hard to go through life choosing to be dumb. Like, there's no reason to choose to be dumb.
God, it's gotta be real hard to go through life taking everything seriously. Like, just imagine choosing to get trolled.
Like, just listen to what people say. If the PS4 version is having issues on my PS5, that would mean that my PS5 is having issues. That would mean that the PS5, or I'm sorry, the version of Elden Ring on PlayStation has issues. Like, it doesn't even make any sense to conclude that I'm somehow being a Sony pony by saying this game, since its launch, has had these issues. That's not a scandalous thing to say. It isn't. I honestly think people like you just don't see it, and so then you dismiss anybody saying it's happening, which is that's just ignorant.
When I thought, since I'm not a member of the channel, my opinion wouldn't matter, but here he is acting like I do matter to him. Which one is it, Reforge? Do I matter or do I not matter if I don't give you money? But I'll give it to you, Reforge, that I haven't seen any other YouTuber willing to sell their own brand of coffee on their channel, which he makes sure is within frame whenever the screen focuses on him. I'm almost tempted to buy a bag so I can make a before you buy video. Also, that name, Reforge Roast, such sweet irony, since the rest of that community regularly roasts this guy whenever he makes a bad take. But even if you are a member of the channel, that doesn't mean he will treat you fairly, like what you say matters, as here he is playing The Last of Us and he goes off on one of his members for giving him some backseat gaming advice.
You can stealth it? I don't frickin' want to. Don't tell me I can do something I know I can do. It's condescending. Alright then, like seriously, did you think I didn't know that I could stealth it? I know I can stealth it. I didn't want to stealth it. You know? They had 4 people up here shooting down at me. It was obnoxious.
So I guess even if you are a member of the channel, it doesn't guarantee that this guy will value what you have to say.
Make me laugh, but only because I think you're kind of pathetic. Stop that!
But what would happen when a bigger YouTuber had decided to mock something he said? How do we think he would take it? Well, one of his good buddies, Oh No It's Alex, had done just that when Reforge had come out with a bizarre take on the new Spider-Man game, where he said it had been a role-playing game.
That's not what that means! Oh my god! Oh no, that's not what that means! That does not, no! No! That's not a role! A character is not a role!
But how would Reforge react to this level of mockery? Would he play it off as a joke, considering Alex was the guy who defended him from the community? Of course not. He got so upset by this that he blocked Alex on Twitter, and on his next live stream he started talking about how he shouldn't mock others because it could be detrimental to someone's mental health.
What does that feel like, do you think? When you've worked really hard to grind, and you got a YouTube channel, and you're on the verge of 100,000 subscribers, and you get misrepresented, misframed, attacked, mislabeled, name-called. You have somebody who writes for a respected outlet saying that you built your channel hating on Xbox. What do you think that does to somebody's psychology, their mental health? A lot of these content creators live very isolated lives. They live very isolated lives. What do you think that does to a person? Did he pull anybody up on his stream and name call, mock, and jeer at? No. Somebody clipped him and framed it as he's jealous of these people. Did he name them? Did he go after them? Did he mock them? Did he name call them? Did he pull them up on a stream and let a live audience just eviscerate them? Did he do that? I'm just curious, because we've just accepted that that's okay. It's just totally fine and totally normal. It's culturally pathological, the way that we treat people. It's like, well, I don't agree with what this guy said about this brand, therefore, it's totally fine to mock, satirize, name call, misrepresent, misframe, eviscerate. I mean, maybe one day he wakes up and he self-deletes because we won't leave him alone. We make everything personal because we have unresolved mental health problems on our own. And if he wakes up one day and he decides, I can't take it anymore, I'm out of here, what are you going to do then? You're going to make a video about that? I don't care. The meta of extended adolescent men bullying and mocking and attacking people on the internet, that meta only has one end, and it's a tragic one, because it's a tale as old as time. When you pick at a wound long enough, something bad will happen. When you circle around and you go after people day in, day out, day in, day out, eventually something tragic will happen. It's happened before, and we all just forget. We all just move on and think, well, it's satire. No, you're cruel, and you hide your cruelty under the guise of its satire. It's like sarcastic people that are really just deep down inside. They're just a-holes, and they've never really come to grips with their own social ineptitude, so they're just constantly cutting in sarcastic because they're just not a nice person. No, I don't support that kind of content, and I don't care what people do with their channels, but I'm putting up a caution sign, and I'm saying I don't think y'all know what you're doing. I don't think you know what you're doing to other people. You think it's funny. You think it's all giggles and super chats. So I hope people can sleep at night. Like, you make money damaging and attacking the mental health of other people. That's what you do. Wear it proudly. Do it. You got blood on your hands. Even if the people don't completely go off the deep end and do something tragic, you've got blood on your hands because you give people all sorts of internalized trauma and anxiety and depression and frustration and anger. You do that. You put that energy out into the world and you make a buck while doing it.
That's right. Alex, in mocking and criticizing Reforge Gaming, turned him into an advocate for YouTubers' mental health, which would be great if it wasn't for the fact that Reforge engages in mocking the people who spoke to him negatively.
Typing in those stratagems takes 2 brain cells instead of just 1. So I hope people can sleep at night. Like, you make money damaging and attacking the mental health of other people. That's what you do. Wear it proudly. Do it. Helldivers 2. You go play Fortnite or Warzone like all the brainless people. We're over here thinking really hard about Helldivers 2. You got blood on your hands. Even if the people don't completely go off the deep end and do something tragic, you've got blood on your hands. They're not even watching the video, chat. They're literally like frothing at the mouth, spittles hitting their monitor because of my thumbnail. This update's not enough. How dare you? Because you give people all sorts of internalized trauma and anxiety and depression and frustration and anger. You do that. You put that energy out into the world and you make a buck while doing it.
So Reforge was upset because he got mocked, but he engages in mockery when it suits him. Looks like he's going for the victimhood build in this game. Where Reforge had learned that YouTube may just be bringing in community notes so people can see what the context to certain things is, and Reforge wants to be able to use this so he can send his viewers to his critics' videos to manipulate the community note in hopes it hurts their viewership and monetization standing.
Oh, good luck making your misleading videos where you misrepresent people. Good luck, because they'll get community noted, and hopefully when something gets community noted, it hurts its monetization and it hurts its viewership. I
hope it gets demonetized.
So now when you get community noted, you make no money. I can't wait for that to happen on YouTube. Go ahead. Clip me out of context and false frame me. I got a sizable channel and community that'll have no problem reporting a video like that and gets community noted, and there goes your money. And that's all we need. It's like, that's exactly what I've always wanted. It's like, you shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to just like insult and misrepresent and lie about people and make money doing it. It's infuriating.
Ouch, not exactly a good look, Reforge. Maybe you should learn to be more open-minded rather than threatening your critics. See, when Reforge criticizes or mocks a game or a person, it's all fun and games, but when it happens to him, then it's automatically not acceptable behavior. If you can't handle the heat, then don't work as a chef. Reforge provides criticism on games, but when it's turned on him, it's suddenly out of context. Kinda makes you wonder what he would say about this video.
Who cares?
I do not pay attention to the people who make videos about me. I haven't watched a single one, and I will continue to treat it that way. Doesn't matter to me. I don't pay attention to it.
In conclusion, I think that Reforge Gaming is the last person you should go to for gaming advice. Doesn't value the opinions of his peers unless they give him money, but even then he still acts like a complete ass to his members. And finally, he will gladly dispense mockery and criticism onto others, but when he gets it back he can't handle it, resorting to making a complete embarrassment out of himself. Maybe when Reforge learns how to accept the criticism he gets and how to reflect upon himself, then maybe we will see a difference in the people's perception of him. Or maybe he will never learn and continue to act like criticism is an attack on him. Special thank you to the members of the channel: Hammond, Sithlord906, Killer1260v2, Stabber OP Sig, Bronze 189, Ero Solano, Art Gains, Eric Harrison, Huckcast, and to the Legend members, Afron2371 and Michael Boss. Thank you for giving that extra support to the channel, and if you want to become a member and gain exclusive benefits like early access to new videos as soon as possible, then hit the join button and click on the tier that's right for you. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all back here very soon for some more history deep dives, lore, and much more in the future. Let me know what you think about the topics discussed in the comments, and I look forward to hearing from you. And be sure to join the British Alliance today by subscribing to the channel, and make sure to have all notifications on so you never miss a video. And I will see you all very soon, and be sure to leave this video having a good one.
Dark viper in this digital tower, screams a war climax till the final hour. 14 pages, black and white flame. Critics call him out, he's just a blame. 14 pages.